Hi everyone, this is Chapter 8, Lesson 1 on Circumference. So you should have the notes there available for download for this lesson. If you have a printer, great, you can print them out and take the notes as you follow along. If you don't have a printer, that's completely fine as well. You can write the notes, what's going to be written down on a piece of paper, okay, and transfer them over later if we come back to school. So first things first, okay, so we have quite a few definitions to actually talk about when we're dealing with circumference. So a blank is the set of all points in a plane that are the same distance from a point called the blank. So in that first blank, you're going to write circle, and in the second blank, you're going to write center. So a circle is the set of all points in a plane that are the same distance from a point called the center. So it starts from the center, and it creates this circle. Okay. The blank is the distance around a circle. In that blank, you're going to write circumference. So the circumference is the distance around a circle, and the diameter is the distance across the circle through its center, and the radius is the distance from the center to any point on the circle. So I can fill in each box with one of the following terms: center, diameter, and radius. So this line right here is going to be my diameter. This line right here is my radius, and this point right here is my center. Okay? So it's going to look like this. So here's my diameter, here's my radius, and here's my center. Okay? So in words, the diameter d of a circle is twice its radius r. The radius r of a circle is half of its diameter d. So in symbols, d equals 2 times r. So the radius times 2 is my diameter, and the radius equals diameter divided by 2. So my diameter divided by 2 gives me my radius. So for example, the diameter of a circle is 14 inches. So that's the first thing I need to know, that it's a diameter. This is going to tell me which one I'm going to use. So diameter, okay, I use this one right here, d equals 2 times r. I'm finding my radius, so d divided by 2 is going to give me my answer. So I'm looking for my radius, so d divided by 2, which is 14, that's my diameter, divided by 2 equals 7. So the radius is 7. All right, there are a couple of try it problems out below. I want you to go ahead, pause the video, try them out, and when you're done, we'll go over the answers together. All right, now that you've had a chance to try out the try it problems, let's go over the answers together. So these 4 are actually, you're finding either the radius or the diameter, depending on which one they've given you. You want to find the opposite. So for the first one, they gave us a diameter, and we want to find the radius. So radius is 1/2 times the diameter, okay? Or basically the diameter divided by 2. So I'm going to take 23 divided by 2, which equals 11.5 centimeters. Okay. For the second one, radius equals 3 inches. So the diameter, because that's what I'm trying to find, equals 2 times the radius. Okay. And when I do that, so 2 times 3 equals 6 inches. For this one, diameter equals 16 yards. So again, the radius equals 1/2 times the diameter. Okay. So 16 divided by 2 equals 8 yards. Okay. And then the last one I have, radius equals 5.2. So again, my diameter equals 2 times my radius. And so 2 times 5.2 equals 10.4, and there's no units with that one. Okay. All right, the second part of my notes is still dealing with circumference. So in words, the circumference of a circle is equal to pi times its diameter or pi times twice its radius. So either I can use pi times d, pi times the diameter, or I can use 2 times pi times the radius. Okay, so remember the radius is half the diameter, so that's why we're multiplying it by 2. So you can see in this model right here, so my circumference is the outside of my circle. Diameter is all the way across going through the center, and the radius is 1 point from the center to the outside of my circle. Okay, so an example I have, find the circumference of a circle with a radius of 21 inches. So since 21 is a multiple of 7, I use 22/7 for pi. You don't have to. You can use 3.14. Works the same way. Okay, so C equals 2 times pi times r because they gave me a radius. So 2 times 22/7 times 21 is approximately 132. So again, we can't use, unless we actually measure the circumference of a circle, we don't know an exact amount for the circumference because we're using pi, and pi is an irrational number, so we don't have an exact number for pi. Okay. So there are a couple of try problems out below. I want you to go ahead, pause the video, try them out, and when you're done, we'll go over the answers together. All right, now that you've had a chance to try out the try problems, let's go over the answers together. So the first one I have says, find the circumference of each circle. Use 22/7 for pi. Okay, so they told us what to use for pi. If they don't tell you, you can use 3.14. So I'm finding my circumference. And we know my circumference is pi times my diameter, which they gave us the diameter, which is the 70 inches going across. So this equals 22/7 times 70, which equals 220 inches. The second one I have says find the circumference of each circle, use 22/7 for pi. They gave me a radius of 7/8 feet. So again, circumference equals 2 times pi times my radius, because they gave us the radius. Remember, radius is half the diameter. Okay, so this equals 2 times 22/7 times 7/8. So this equals 2 times 22/7 times 7/8, 5.5. And that is the end of Chapter 8, Lesson 1.